What if I told you that right now, thousands of people are living their dream life? Beachfront views, gourmet meals, and endless adventures, all for less than what you're probably spending on rent alone. I'm not talking about roughing it in a hostel or sacrificing comfort. I'm talking about genuine quality of life in beautiful, vibrant countries where $1,500 a month doesn't just cover survival, it buys you experiences, culture, and a lifestyle most people back home only dream about. In this video, you'll discover 10 countries where your cost of living becomes your ticket to freedom. We're ranking them from great to absolutely unbeatable, and trust me, the top spots will completely change how you think about what's possible with your money. We're not just throwing numbers at you either. We're breaking down real costs, revealing hidden expenses that travel blogs conveniently forget to mention, and showing you exactly what kind of life awaits in each destination. Stick around until the end because number one isn't just affordable, it's a complete game changer for 2026, and the reasons why might surprise you. Welcome to Destination Check. If you're ready to turn your cost of living frustrations into your greatest adventure, hit that like button and subscribe because we're about to show you that the life you want is more affordable than you ever imagined. Let's start with number 10, Portugal. Now, I know what you're thinking. Portugal made headlines as a hotspot for digital nomads and retirees, so how is it still affordable? Here's the thing, while Lisbon and Porto have gotten pricier, the rest of Portugal remains an incredible value. On $1,500 a month, you're looking at spending around $600 to $700 on a one-bedroom apartment in cities like Braga, Coimbra, or even coastal towns in the Algarve, if you know where to look. Groceries will run you about $250 monthly, and Portugal produce markets are phenomenal. Transportation is cheap. A monthly pass costs around $40 in most cities. That leaves you with $400 to $500 for dining out, exploring, and entertainment. Portugal gives you European Union living standards, incredible healthcare that's accessible and affordable, a thriving expat community, and year-round mild weather. The catch? Bureaucracy can be slow, and you'll want to learn at least basic Portuguese to fully integrate. But for a Western European lifestyle on a budget that would barely cover expenses in most of Europe, Portugal absolutely earns its spot. Number 9 takes us to Mexico, specifically beyond the obvious expat hubs. Everyone knows about Playa del Carmen and Tulum, but those prices have skyrocketed. Instead, look at cities like Mérida in the Yucatan, Querétaro in the Bajío region, or Oaxaca City. In these locations, $1,500 stretches beautifully. You'll pay $400 to $600 for a comfortable apartment, often with amenities like pools and gyms. Food costs are incredibly low, about $200 monthly if you shop at local markets, and street food is both delicious and cheap. Healthcare deserves special mention here because Mexico has world-class private hospitals where a doctor visit might cost $30 to $50 without insurance. The culture is rich, the people are warm, and you're never far from beaches, mountains, or ancient ruins. Mexico also offers relatively easy visa situations for many nationalities, with temporary residency options that are straightforward. The downside is that safety varies significantly by region, so research is essential. But in the right cities, Mexico delivers incredible value, authentic cultural immersion, and a climate that lets you enjoy outdoor living year-round. Coming in at number 8 is Colombia. This South American gem has been climbing everyone's radar, and for good reason. Cities like Medellin, Bogota, and Cartagena offer completely different experiences, but all remain affordable. In Medellin, you'll find modern apartments in safe neighborhoods for $500 to $700. The city's famous eternal spring climate means no heating or heavy air conditioning costs. Groceries run about $250 monthly, and the local food scene is fantastic. Colombia's coffee culture alone is worth the price of admission. Public transportation is efficient and cheap. Medellin's metro system costs pennies per ride. Healthcare is excellent and affordable, with many doctors trained internationally. The expat community is growing rapidly, making it easy to find your tribe. What really sets Colombia apart is the warmth of the people and the stunning diversity. You could be in mountains, beaches, or rainforest within hours. The challenges include altitude adjustment in Bogota, and while safety has improved dramatically, you still need street smarts But for those willing to embrace a bit of adventure, Colombia offers exceptional value and unforgettable experiences. Number 7 brings us to Malaysia, and this is where Asia starts showing its incredible value proposition. Kuala Lumpur, Penang, and even parts of Malaysian Borneo offer modern, comfortable living well under $1,500. Rent for a nice apartment in Kuala Lumpur outside the absolute center costs $500 to $700. Food is where Malaysia really shines. You can eat incredibly well for $200 to $300 monthly, and the diversity of cuisine from Malay, Chinese, and Indian influences means you'll never get bored. Transportation costs are minimal, with excellent public transit and cheap ride-sharing. Healthcare is top-notch, with many hospitals meeting international standards at a fraction of Western costs. Malaysia is also incredibly diverse culturally and religiously, creating a fascinating environment. English is widely spoken, making daily life easier for foreigners. The country's central location in Southeast Asia makes it perfect for exploring the region affordably. The climate is hot and humid year-round, which isn't for everyone, and the visa situation requires some planning with runs every few months or applying for their long-term social visit pass. But for modern amenities, safety, and incredible food at rock-bottom prices, Malaysia is hard to beat. At number 6, we have Vietnam, and this is where your money really starts working overtime. Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City are bustling metropolises where $1,500 feels luxurious. Rent for a modern apartment runs $400 to $600 in good neighborhoods. Food costs are absurdly low. You can eat 3 delicious meals daily for under $10 total. Budget $300 for food monthly and you'll live like royalty. Healthcare is affordable and improving rapidly, with international hospitals in major cities. Vietnam's cafe culture is legendary. You'll find yourself working from beautiful cafes, spending $2 on incredible Vietnamese coffee. The country is safe, the infrastructure is developing fast, and the sense of energy and optimism is palpable. You're also perfectly positioned to explore all of Southeast Asia, with cheap flights to Thailand, Cambodia, and beyond. Learning basic Vietnamese helps tremendously, as English isn't as widespread outside tourist areas. The traffic is chaotic and takes adjustment. Visas require attention. You'll need to do visa runs or apply for extensions. But the combination of low costs, amazing food, rich history, and the sheer vitality of Vietnamese cities makes this an outstanding choice for $1,500 a month. Number 5 takes us to Thailand, the longtime champion of affordable living in Asia. Now, Bangkok and the tourist islands have gotten pricier, but Thailand is huge and incredible value remains. Chiang Mai in the north is legendary among digital nomads for good reason. Rent for a comfortable apartment costs $300 to $500. Food is cheap and spectacular. Budget $250 monthly and eat like a king. Street food costs $1 or $2 per meal, and restaurant meals rarely exceed $5. Thailand's healthcare is genuinely world-class in major cities, with modern hospitals and English-speaking doctors. The cost? A doctor visit might be $20. The culture is welcoming, Buddhism creates a peaceful atmosphere, and the variety within Thailand is stunning. Mountains, beaches, jungles, and cities all offer different experiences. Visas are manageable with various tourist and education visa options, and many find creative ways to stay long-term. The expat and digital nomad infrastructure is incredibly developed, with co-working spaces, international communities, and support systems. The heat and humidity can be intense, and tourist areas can feel commercialized. But for those seeking the perfect blend of comfort, adventure, culture, and value, Thailand has been perfected over decades of hosting foreign residents. Number 4 brings us to Albania, Europe's best-kept secret. While most of Europe has priced out budget-conscious travelers, Albania remains shockingly affordable while offering Mediterranean beauty and European convenience. The coastal city of Sarande, the capital, Tirana, or the historic Berat all provide excellent living under $1,500. Rent runs $300 to $500 for nice apartments. Food costs are low. Fresh produce, seafood, and local specialties cost about $250 monthly. Albania sits on the Mediterranean with stunning beaches rivaling Greece and Italy at a fraction of the cost. The Albanian Alps in the north offer incredible hiking. The country is safe, the people are incredibly hospitable, and there's a growing expat community discovering. You're also perfectly positioned to explore the Balkans with Montenegro, Macedonia, and Kosovo right next door. Infrastructure is improving rapidly, and English is increasingly common, especially among young people. The challenges include bureaucracy that can be confusing and infrastructure that's still developing in rural areas. Banking and official processes can test your patience. But if you want European living with Mediterranean climate and Balkan prices, Albania is unbeatable. It's where your money goes furthest while still enjoying European quality of life. Now we're entering the top 3, and these countries aren't just affordable, they're transformative. Number 3 is Indonesia, specifically Bali and increasingly other islands like Lombok and Java. Bali has become synonymous with digital nomad culture, but it remains incredibly affordable if you avoid the most touristy areas. Rent in Ubud or Canggu ranges from $400 to $700 for beautiful places, often with pools. Food is cheap. Local warongs serve delicious meals for $2 to $3, and even nice restaurants rarely exceed $10 per person. Budget $300 for food and you'll never feel restricted. Indonesia's natural beauty is breathtaking. Rice terraces, volcanoes, beaches, and temples create an almost spiritual backdrop to daily life. The yoga, wellness, and creative communities are world-class. Healthcare is decent in the main tourist areas with international clinics, though serious issues might require travel to Singapore. The visa situation has improved with various options for longer stays. What makes Indonesia special beyond price is the sense of community. It's easy to build meaningful connections with both locals and international residents. The cultural richness, from ceremonies to art to crafts, provides constant enrichment. Challenges include tropical diseases to be aware of, traffic in popular areas, and infrastructure that varies widely. The humidity is intense, and internet can be unreliable outside main areas. But for those seeking a transformative lifestyle, where spirituality, nature, and community converge with serious affordability, Indonesia offers something truly special. Number 2 is Ecuador, and this South American nation almost took the top spot. Ecuador uses the US dollar, eliminating currency risk and making budgeting simple. Cities like Cuenca, a UNESCO World Heritage colonial city, or the capital, Quito, offers stunning architecture and incredible value. Rent for a beautiful apartment in Cuenca's historic center runs $400 to $600. Food costs are remarkably low, about $250 monthly for high-quality groceries, and dining out is cheap, with meals costing $3 to $5. Ecuador's geographic diversity is mind-blowing. You have the Andes Mountains, the Amazon rainforest, the Pacific coast, and the Galapagos Islands, all in one small country. Healthcare is excellent and affordable, with many American and European-trained doctors. The expat community in Cuenca is particularly well established, with entire support systems. Ecuador offers relatively easy residency options, especially for retirees. The climate varies by region, but Cuenca's eternal spring weather is perfect. Public transportation is cheap and efficient. What almost pushed Ecuador to number 1 is the combination of factors. It's not just one thing, but everything together. You get first world amenities at third world prices, political stability, safety in the right areas, cultural richness, and natural beauty. The challenges are altitude and mountain cities, which affect some people, and while safety is generally good, precautions are necessary. Bureaucracy can be slow, and learning Spanish is essential for full integration. But the overall package Ecuador offers for $1,500 monthly is extraordinary. It's a complete lifestyle transformation. And now, number 1, the country where your $1,500 goes furthest while delivering the most complete experience in 2026, Bulgaria. Yes, Bulgaria. Here's why this Eastern European nation takes the crown. Sofia, the capital, offers European Union living standards for costs that seem impossible. Rent for a modern one-bedroom apartment in a good neighborhood runs $300 to $500. We're talking about a European capital with metro systems, parks, mountains visible from the city, and a thriving cultural scene. Food costs are incredibly low. Budget $250 monthly for groceries and you'll eat very well. Bulgarian produce is fresh and cheap. Local wines are excellent and cost a few dollars per bottle, and traditional Bulgarian cuisine is hearty and delicious. Dining out costs $5 to $8 for a full meal with drinks. Healthcare is the EU standard and affordable. Private health insurance costs. Public transportation is extensive and cheap. A monthly pass costs about $30. But here's what really sets Bulgaria apart in 2026. It's an EU member, meaning you have stability, rule of law, and if you're an EU citizen, automatic right to live and work. For non-EU citizens, residency programs are accessible. Bulgaria offers 4 real seasons, which many people miss living in tropical countries. Winter brings skiing and world-class resorts that cost a fraction of alpine prices. Summer offers Black Sea beaches that rival the Mediterranean. The mountains provide year-round hiking and natural beauty. The cultural richness is profound. Bulgaria has a long history with Roman ruins, medieval fortresses, Orthodox monasteries, and Thracian sites. Sofia itself is walkable and livable with cafes, museums, parks, and a growing startup scene. Internet is among the fastest in Europe. English is increasingly common, especially among younger generations. The digital nomad community is growing, but hasn't overwhelmed the authenticity like in some other destinations. What really clinches it for 2026 is Bulgaria's trajectory. It's developing rapidly with infrastructure improvements while still maintaining low costs. In 5 years, prices will likely rise significantly, but right now, there's a sweet spot where you get European quality at a fraction of typical EU costs. Crime is low, the country is safe, and Bulgarians are warm once you break through initial reserve. The challenges are real. You'll want to learn Bulgarian for full integration as it's a Cyrillic language that takes effort. Bureaucracy can be Byzantine, requiring patience with official processes. Winters are cold if you're not accustomed to snow, and heating costs do increase, though still manageable within budget. The aesthetic might feel gray in winter months, and culturally there's an adjustment period to Eastern European directness. But when you add everything together, no country offers more complete value at $1,500 monthly. You're in the European Union with access to travel freely throughout Europe. Budget airlines make weekend trips to Italy, Greece, or Spain absurdly cheap. You have mountains, beaches, cities, and countryside all accessible. Healthcare is solid, infrastructure is good and improving, and safety is high. You can live in a European capital with culture, history, and modern amenities for less than it costs to rent a room in most Western cities. That's why Bulgaria takes the top spot. It's not just about being the cheapest, it's about offering the most complete package of quality, opportunity, culture, and value. It's where Europe meets affordability, where your money doesn't just stretch, but multiplies your quality of life. So there you have it, 10 countries where $1,500 monthly doesn't just cover expenses, but buys you a life. From Portugal's European charm to Bulgaria's unbeatable value, from Thailand's perfected expat infrastructure to Indonesia's spiritual richness, these destinations prove that the life you want is more affordable than you think. Each country offers something unique, and the right choice depends on your priorities. Do you want beaches or mountains, tropical or temperate? Established expat communities or authentic local immersion, fast internet and co-working spaces or slower-paced traditional living? Which country surprised you most? Are you already living in one of these places? Drop a comment below and share your experience. The community wants to know what it's really like. If you want to deep dive into any specific country, let me know which one interests you most. And if you're serious about making a move, hit that subscribe button because we're breaking down visas, healthcare systems, hidden costs, and insider tips for each destination in upcoming videos. Until next time, keep exploring, keep dreaming, and remember, the life you've been putting off might be just one decision away. This is Destination Check, signing